Right, oops. Let's get camera out before we set off. It's took me about 10 minutes to get it set now, so I hope it's picking up sound okay. Right, a bit of a mixed one today. I might chop this video up. Beard's coming back again. Temporary though. Salute. Right, me old cockers. Serene Madness made a comment on one of the videos I did, I forget which one it was now, saying could I do a video showing a bit about the background, my background. And wasn't really quite sure what I really wanted to know. There wasn't any definition to it, just could we know a bit more about your background, the background to me, I suppose. And then I did see a few related video responses shouting, I think it was under the getting to know you section, and people related a similar thing to I think what I've just been asked. So first of all, if you're not sub to Serene Madness, get across there and sub to his channel. I had meant to try and do a list of all the people I'm sub to, because I don't want to start typing subs underneath on my YouTube channel, for the simple reason I don't really want to favour anyone over any others, and I've got something like 100 subs. In fact, I've had to get rid of a few recently, so if I'm not subbed to you, please don't take offence, but I can't keep up with all the videos. Some of you do 2 or 3 videos a day, and then others do 4 or 5 a week, but even keeping up with them is hard work. So yeah, sorry about that anyway. I'm babbling now. So anyway, who am I? Well, real name Derek, 58. I belong to Pubs and Aigun Society, and I have done since about 2004. Shooting airguns is my thing. For American people, I think will know pretty much the history of the UK is that carrying guns and just going wandering out with guns isn't allowed over here. So, well, carrying air guns isn't, but where you have permission to be, you can shoot air guns. So we've permission to be on this farm and have a shoot on Sundays and Wednesdays for about 5 hours or so. And we're a non-profit making club. Anything made goes back into either facilities for the club, and we pay the farmer kind of a rent for being here. It's not really a rent, but you know, we appreciate the fact that he's given up this room, but he's not using it at the moment, and allowed us such a lot of leeway to what we can do, and he's such a lovely guy. Sorry, but I am at a club, and there can be up to anything up to 80 people here, and sometimes it's just like acknowledging people as they go past, or things they do, or as you've seen, sometimes people don't notice the cameras here. I'm wandering from. Who am I? Moonbear, where did that come from? I'm asked that one a lot. I've had this since, and you'll see me flapping a lot as well, because I don't know if you can see these plants behind me, but there's a mass of them here, and they've got bees and wasps on. This is the pollen ground, and they'll keep wafting over and attacking me, and I panic and I go so I might even run off camera. But anyway, Moonbear I've had since the 90s, early 90s. It was a mixture of little things at the time, but I would say that the main reason I took the name Moonbear was I've been involved in martial arts since I was 13, I did Shokukai karate, twice to brown belt, judo. I had to go to a few others. I realised a lot of these clubs were selling a sport as self-defence, and you're just going to get yourself in trouble if you go to a sporting club expecting to learn self-defence. If they're not teaching proper self-defence, then you try and use it in the street, you're going to get yourself hammered. A lot of sports teach you that when you're battling with somebody to pull back at the last minute, and once this becomes a response in your head and you get carried away, you know, the adrenaline rises, you do that in combat. I have experience of this happening, so it's sport karate is not self-defence, it's a load of shit. So unless they teach you proper response, give it up if you want to learn self-defence. And I was searching for a long time for a proper self-defence, and I came across ninjutsu, run under the Bunjinkan school. Yes, it's ninjas, and forget what you ever thought you knew about ninjas. A friend of mine who is an historian has uncovered so much about what the real background is to ninjas and such like, that your total idea of what you've seen, forget it. If you want to learn more about the history behind it, then go to Anthony Cummins on YouTube and Facebook, and you will learn more about the real ninja and not what you see on screen. But anyway, I went doing Bunjinkan ninjutsu, which, like I said, I've covered a lot of martial arts, and some I didn't bother with belts because I wanted to learn self-defence. And you're welcomed in at first, yes, you can just come and learn self-defence, but after a bit they try to get you to do the belts, and they're not happy if you don't want to do it because that's what they're stuck in a rut, that's what they want to do. So anyway, Bunjinkan is totally different. It's a total combat system, and it cannot be a sport. You try and use it as a sport, you'll be injured badly. You went home sore every time you went to a class. The only way to find out how a lock, nerve jab, or whatever works is to have it done on you. Once you've had it done on you, then you know how effective it is and you know how to use it. There isn't an exact science to it, so as you see, like in karate, you must do them in certain sports. You must do that one step to be able to do it right. And if you do something else, it's wrong. In ninjutsu, if the move works, no matter what circle you've come in, then it works. That's it. That's how I was taught it anyway. And it's just started raining, and I'm sat out in the open, so this is going to be fun. When I first started, same thing. Yeah, I want to learn self-defence. Yeah, you can learn self-defence. No, you don't have to learn belts and stuff. We teach you a little bit about the history, but blah blah blah. But as we went along, it started to. Luckily, at the school that I was doing, they was doing it an old-fashioned way. In when you first came, you got a white belt. Once you've been there a few weeks and you'd shown you were competent and weren't an idiot and you was picking things up, you moved on to your green belt. The green belt then stayed with you until you'd been there so long, and you would take, hey bub,
Right.
and then you would move on to brown belt status, but there isn't actually, unlike other martial arts, it isn't a gradual set of grading or anything like that. There's a mixture of things to do with spirit and budo, and, and the person that you are and how you adapt and how effective you are, and you've not come for a laugh, in other words.
Right,
Hiya buddy, alright. So anyway, and it's just started peeing down harder. That's good fun. Anyway, Yeah, so I did this, and of course then he started wanting me to do the belts. I was doing the learning stuff anyway. I was showing more spirit than the majority of people, and so he wanted me to do the belts. So I did the belts up to brown belt 3rd Q, and then I said, no, this is not what I've come for. I've come to learn to fight and defend myself as I get older. And at the time that I began it, I'd started doing. I'd become a doorman as well, bouncer, and so for 5 years I was doing that prior to the new licensing system coming in, and ninjutsu proved very effective at dealing with people and without having to punch the faces in. Yeah. Arm locks, nerve jabs and stuff. Very effective. I could walk people out very easily without having to get into a fight, and that's the way you want it as you're getting older. Because, let me just cover this camera a bit, right, because it's getting peed wet through. Right. Right. So anyway, as part of the Budo Spirit thing, the teacher that we had said that you have to find yourself a warrior name, and in some way it has to be linked to you. And a lot of people that I knew at the time had taken I say usernames because early 90s I didn't have a computer, come to think of it, and so it wasn't a username in that sense. But anyway, I knew that my birth sign was Cancer, being born in June, and water, pearl, silver and the moon are all related to that birth sign. So that's where moon came from. Bear was something that somebody had signed up to. People had called me Colon Bear, really. First it was you built like a brick shit house, and then you've got the temperament of a bear. Nice, friendly and soft 90% of the time, but when somebody pushes beyond the point, then it's like having a rampant grizzly bear coming after you. So moon bear then came about via that. That's a simplistic way of telling it. There was a lot of other mini things involved that I was doing at the time, but yeah, that came about because of that. So yeah, so that's how moon bear came in 1990, 91, something like that. 89, whatever. So that's part of who it is. What else can I say about myself? Other than I've got 3 fine adult kids. 2 sons and a daughter. My daughter has 2 children, 11-year-old son and nearly 2-year-old daughter. So that's 2 grandchildren there. My eldest son's missus had a baby 3 months ago, as a boy. So that's 3 grandchildren. And my youngest son's missus will have one in October. So I'll have 4 grandchildren by October. So that's a spice in my life. Very nice because you can always give them back at the end of the day when they start yiking. Sorry kids. What else is there? Well, I like to shoot my airguns. I like to hunt if I'm given the chance. I don't ever shoot myself or a permission, but quite a few of my friends do. And when they go out, usually it's farms. The farms are larger than this one. I've got permission to shoot on here if I want, but it's a small farm and there's really not a lot other than rats and the magpies. The magpies are a nuisance to the farmer, and he hates the rats. But on the bigger shoots, one of my friends who takes me out has about 180 acres or something to shoot across. And they have rabbits as a nuisance problem on there because they have horses. And as you know, rabbits dig burrows, they undermine foundations of buildings, but if they dig on a paddock or where horses go, and the horse puts its leg down that hole and snaps the leg, it's an awful sight. I've seen it once and I don't want to see it again. I'm not squeamish, but to hear an horse screaming after it snapped its leg, yeah, that made me feel a bit ill. And a good shot, or I think so. Always do a humane kill. I eat what I kill if it's rabbits, good pigeons, very nice red meat, and I ate rats with a vengeance, and I dispose of them any way I can. I also have a mini crossbow which I've used here a few times, and occasionally I brought a catapult down because catapults are what we were born with as kids. That was our everyday carry. I think you call it a slingshot in America. And my knives as well. I live in a house on a busy main road, so it's nice to get out here and relax. There's a nice relaxing social club to come to. I really can't think of anything else to put to what Serene Madness asked me. If there is anything specific that I've missed out on that you would like to know, then providing it's not revealing too many details online, you know, these idiots that they have these days, then it's not raining. You like to pinch your identity, and I've already had that done once. Just a little warning with that, in that somebody pinched one of the pictures that I use online and my name and details, and then went to they made up a Facebook page using them details, and then went to an American aigun shop and tried to get aigun sent to Indonesia. And this is not the first time that Indonesia has featured in trying to scam aiguns. Luckily somebody saw it, told me, I told the aigun shop, and they know when I come now. So if anybody tries to use my identity again, they won't get away with it, because they won't know the user or pass. I won't say word because it isn't a password, but they know it's me. So anyway, I'm going to stop this video here because I don't want to create long videos, because Google's shite at the moment. YouTube, since they took it over, they've ruined YouTube. It's a pain in the arse. It's slow, it doesn't work properly. I think if they're going to mess with things, I think they need to make them work properly right from the beginning, instead of pissing around. Pardon my language, but it is a bane with me. That Google Plus thing where Jason at Foxwood Knives, he deleted his Google Plus, so he deleted all his account, including YouTube. Google is stupid. They're connecting everything. They want you to have one password for anything. So if you delete one little bit to do with Google, whether it's Gmail or whatever, you're deleting everything. And you should be able to keep everything individual, as you could when it was first out. And they've ruined it. It happened to, a similar thing happened to me, except that they'd mithered me to take on Google Plus, because so-and-so's got it and invited me, so-and-so's got it and invited me. In fact, nobody invited me, it was Google pushing. I took it on, they transferred my username from my Gmail account, they did it, not me, and then said, you can't have this name, it's not a real name, you have to use a real name, and we're shutting all your accounts down except for Gmail until this situation is solved. So I sent them an email saying stick it where the sun doesn't shine and shut it down. And I couldn't do a YouTube video for the better part of 6 weeks. I was lucky everything wasn't deleted completely. So yeah, be careful if you're messing with Google, because I don't know. I don't know what the alternative is at the moment. I am looking at other video programs to see if I can upload to them instead. But anyway, I'm stopping this one here and I'm going to do another one in a minute. I just don't want them to continue in. It's been too long. Be right back.